smokes, guys. Oh my God. Let's go ahead and get the chat pulled up over here. Why don't I? Hmm. Nacho, Nacho, Nacho. This guy is like a pivotal piece in the Breaking Bad slash Better Call Saul universe because, man, I do, and I seriously am considering continuing that specific video idea because I mean it's interesting right now because right now we don't have Mike, we do have Nacho, and if man, what would happen if he just so happened to decide, you know what, my dad died, Mike died, what am I gonna do about that? So I kind of feel. Hold on, let me just get that chat pulled up here. Pop it out. Okay. Thank you, 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 thank you. Why did I get two ads? Hey, I don't control. Well, I do control the ads, but I can't say why anybody got any kind of ads. But what's up, guys? How's it going? What is going on? I hope everybody enjoyed that what if video. That was, geez, like I guess 2 months in the making as far as me editing and stuff like that with the whole moving situation and stuff. But what'd you think? Thoughts? Sad? Did anybody cry? Any tears shed for Mike or Papa Varga? Because holy smokes. I am considering doing a continuation to that, and that does bring Nacho into the Breaking Bad timeline. But no real big rush on that, to be honest with you, just for the fact that I got some other ideas I got to get to. But come on, guys, let's look through this chat. Let me see what we thinking about here. So we got yes with all caps revenue, absolutely, and hey, nobody who doesn't love a part two to an epic story like this that ends on a somewhat cliffhanger. Let's see who else we got here. Do Rod Hope. Oh, Roth Hope. Ah, I remember you, buddy. Um, let's see. What'd you say? When's the next What If? Probably next week. I'll be honest. Next What If it's gonna come a little quicker to be real. I'm gonna try to get that one out as soon as I can. Real quick, FYI, really quick, guys. This live may be cut a little short. Who knows how short exactly? Because around 7 o'clock ish, I am gonna go. Well, 7 o'clock my time, I guess. 1 o'clock your time in the U.S. I do plan on going. I'm gonna watch Final Destination Bloodlines, see what all hype is about, and if I like it, I like it. But if I don't like it, you'll definitely see a video of that one come. So I'll stop all the presses just for that. But enough about that. Back to this video. In my honest opinion, I know a lot of people probably thought that Nacho killing Lalo would be in a different part in the story, somewhere in the timeline. Maybe when he went to Mexico and stuff like that with the gate. But in my opinion, I feel like this would have just been an opportune time. Because, again, they are out in the desert. They took a side mission by saying, instead of leaving me at this well, let's go to this car somewhere out in the desert. And no signal. Word to Saul Goodman, he had no signal then, so why would Nacho have signal? And of course, the impulses. Nacho is sick and tired of being in the game at this point. Like, he is done and he wants to be done. So he's just like, let's just go. And then for this side mission to take place, I guess that could have just brought him to his boiling point where he's like, I don't got any cell signal out here. No one even knows that we're out here. One bullet can solve so many problems in this situation, and let's just say impulse got the better of everyone. Of course, I'm sure when he came clean to Mike, he was like, you know what, Mike, I know you got my back. This is what happened. I'm sorry. Help me. That's because that's basically what. Because that's basically what he's saying. He's like, please help me. And Mike basically saying, you know what, I got your back, kid. You just got to leave town. And unlike, dealing with Saul or Walter or Jesse, he didn't really have to go to Dr. Caldera because he had already had his fake ID and stuff like that. So I just feel like it would have taken an impulsive decision. And you know what? I'm gonna do this now. Worry about the consequences later. Fingers crossed that Mike has my dad's back. And at this point, he did. He basically said, you know what? He basically was like, I'm gonna keep Nacho's secret safe above all else. And even Nacho's own dad was like, you know what? Whoever this ambiguous Asian dude is coming into my shop asking for my son, I'm gonna keep his secret safe too. And unfortunately, that did cost them their lives. But I feel like, as any father would, they would lay down their lives for their son, especially to give him a better life. Because Mike knew that he wanted a better life. Nacho wanted a better life, and then he told his dad about it, saying, "Dad, I'm a mechanic now. Dad, are you proud of me?" And for his dad to be proud of him, it's like, hey, that's what he always wanted. But towards the end, as far as them dying, and then Nacho maybe giving them a call again, and he actually finding out that Gus killed Mike and his dad. Again, like, a part of me feels like Nacho is smart enough. Like I said in the outro, Nacho is smart enough to know that he cannot go against Gus, and he and if his dad's laid down their lives for him to have a better life, him coming back to Albuquerque to get revenge would kind of make their sacrifices seem pointless. It's kind of like they died for nothing because, again, I can't. I'm right now. I haven't thought that far ahead as far as like, okay, yeah, Nacho's gonna team up with Jesse, and Jesse and Walter are gonna go against Mike. I mean, Mike. I mean, sorry, Walter, Jesse, and Nacho are gonna go against Gus, Tyrus, and Victor. I just don't really see that likely alliance. I mean, maybe I can make it happen, but it's kind of, it's one of those morality questions, because will Nacho still have his happy ending after this? Probably not, because everybody knows, from when it comes to revenge and pursuing revenge, things don't exactly play out the best way you would hope for them to play out, So there's that. But hey, I'm optimistic, and at the same time, I'm writing the story, so I can make it. I can make it any way. But like with anything else that I do, right? I like for things to make sense, Let's check it out. Let's check the chat out really quick, bro. You need a mod. Word to Oliver. Oliver's. Oh man, Johnny. Okay, Johnny Albert. Oh wow, you're getting blocked, dude. He hit me with a hard R. Oh yeah, yeah. All that shit's going down. Sorry, Johnny. And this is what happens when I don't pay attention to the chat, and at the same time, I don't trust anyone else to moderate my shit. Let's go ahead and you're getting hidden, bro. I don't need you. I don't need you in my shit. All right, so that's good. Johnny's gone. All right, so let's go back to this. Yep. Word. Yep. Again to yet. Let's start at the top. Would need to cut it real close for him to find out Walter and help him with revenge. Exactly. It would need to be somewhere in that time of, because this does fundamentally change Breaking Bad as well. Like, because we don't have Mike. And because we don't have Mike, that means we're still going to have Victor. That means Victor may be the button man, and at the same time, Mike plays a big role with Saul Goodman. So how would that work when it comes to Jane dying? And excuse me. So it's a whole lot to actually consider, and things just may not work out the same way. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, Unwanted Ghost. What you talking about here? Recommended most merch productions. Okay, yeah, good job, man. Shout out to Unwanted Ghost. That guy right there, man, dude. You are doing the Lord's work, because shout out to you, dude. I love the fact that you just always recommending my videos to other people, just being active in the chat, being active in the comments, bro. Shout out to you. Appreciate you, dude. As far as Coach, what are you doing here? It's my cats just walked in. Coach Steele. I wonder why Nacho left without making an agreement with Gus, with Mike present. Well, the fact is, Gus would have used Nacho until he couldn't anymore, in my opinion, anyways. And I feel like there was a scene somewhere in Breaking Bad where Mike was like, "Hey, Nacho wants out. Let's get him out," and stuff like that. But Gus was all like, "Hey, I don't see any reason to give up an asset." And so I just feel like no matter what Nacho would have done, he could have saved Gus's life over and over and over and over again. He would have still used him as nothing more than a pawn. So, him trying to reason with Gus out of all people instead of Mike is it would have just been it would have been, it would have just been pointless. Cat cameo, yeah. Fuck. Shout out to you, Coach Steele. Let's see what else we got here. Unwanted ghost. Let's see. I feel. Oh wait, hold up. Val Kim. Val Cam. I feel Mike would have fought back. No, I don't think so. In that situation, because remember in Better Call Saul when it happened originally, if Nacho, in my opinion, if Nacho wouldn't have called Mike at that very moment when Tyrus had him at gunpoint because he wouldn't let him, get Nacho's dad, I'm pretty sure he would have probably given the orders to have him killed. Because regardless, what are you doing? Like that's just how I feel. So there's nothing that Mike could have really done. Like Tyrus is younger than him. Tyrus has a gun pointed at his head. Gus is right there. There's snipers behind him. Like there's really nothing that Mike would have. How he there was no way he could have fought at all. All he is talk because. And this is a video that I really want to make about it. It's like, hey, Mike is not as deadly as people want to think he is, because, again, everybody that he really wanted to kill, he never did. Lydia, Jesse, Walter, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, the only people he killed was maybe people like Salamanca henchmen. Fuck. Because who did he kill? Did Mike even kill anybody in Better Call Saul? Let me think really quick. No, he got beat up by a bunch of people walking in the streets. I remember that. And yeah, he does have he did okay. He did kill the corrupt cops, but one could argue that was pre Better Call Saul. But I'm not going to get into technicalities here. But I don't know, man. I just feel like a lot of people hold Mike to this immeasurable standard when in fact he's just an old man who was an ex cop. Was he ex-military? I can't really say for sure, but he was good. But that's just me. You're getting famous. You know that? Yeah. Let's see what else here. Plane crashes on my mind. Just rewatched. Just rewatched that point with my wife. Oh yeah, he did kill Warner Ziegler. But see, that's the thing. He killed people. I mean, with the exception of the corrupt cops. I mean, he killed Warner Ziegler because it was like, hey, I just had to do what I had to do. It wasn't like, oh no, I'm in a gunfight. You know what I mean? So it's just again, people just hype Mike up to be this fucking Batman, where he's just an old guy, who with a deep voice, and that's basically it. I would have loved, because my whole thing is, and this is one of my headcanons, is like I would have loved to see Mike versus Lalo. Like that fight would have been more justified because it would have been a cat and mouse game where they finally come head to head, and it's like, from that the scene with the car where he jammed up a machine with some gum and stuff like that, it would have just been a good payoff, but I don't know, man. So that's my opinion on Mike. Anybody says anything different, I'm just saying. This cat. Anybody says anything different, I'm more than happy to hear it, but that's just me. Let's see what else. What if the cat was in Breaking Bad? Do you think Gus would? Let's see. No, just Bus the Great. I don't know. Do you think Gus would have gotten away with killing 5 innocent people? Yeah, definitely. Because at that point, it's just Victor. Gus gave the order. Victor killed him. They drove away. That's it. You know, I don't know. Like that's the same way of asking, like, okay, what if Gus would have actually, I don't. He got away with killing Warner Ziegler. You know what I mean? And with his wife getting into the whole situation of taking a plane flight there and back or whatever the case is, only to have some bullshit story about a cave collapse. He got away with that. So it's no reason why they couldn't, force a story. I mean, I could have gone the extra mile in saying, yeah, Victor killed those people and set the place on fire, and that way, bada boom, bada bing. But I don't know. I think it was more vicious and I think it was just more cold to be like, hey, talk to Nacho's dad. If he can't tell you anything right now, kill him. Because either way, if anybody comes in the clutches of Gus Fring and sees his face and knows what he's about, they're dead. That's probably partially the reason why when Kim Wexler went to go try to kill him and point and shoot, she never seen Gus's face. I mean, she seen his doppelganger or whatever, but she didn't see Gus himself making her live, making her survive and live throughout the series. Because if she would have seen his face, she would have been considered a loose end. That's just me. Let's see what else in the chat here. Hold up, what time is it? Okay, we still got time, guys. Let's see, just blaming on robbery gone wrong. Exactly. Let's see. Mike only kills when it's absolutely necessary. Word to MC Death. I mean, you can say that, but at the same time, why didn't he kill Walter like ever? Just saying. He never he pointed a gun at Walter's head plenty of times, but he never killed him, even though that would have been the most necessary thing in the world. Because literally at any point too, season 3, there was full measures. He could have killed him. He could have killed him at the lab, but he didn't. And it was just, I don't know. Like, people really get hype up on Mike, man, but I can't. I don't get it. I really don't understand all the hype. Let's see what else here. Yes, especially with the high connections with Gus has, of course. Let's see. Bro just wanted to say, oh, snap. Shout out to you, Drexel Comiez. Bro, just wanted to say you're really talented. I think you can write a movie or a TV for sure. TV show for sure. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm considering it. I'm really considering it. And again, like I said to so many people, now that I have time, I finally have time. As you can see, I'm in a whole different area, a whole different headspace. Now that I have time, you're gonna see a lot more videos getting crunked out and stuff like that, because this is all I'm gonna be doing now. I can get a chance to finish all the unfinished scripts. I get a chance to, test out some of the scripts that people have been sending me in emails and stuff. So I'm gonna be, you're gonna see a lot. You're gonna see a lot more output from me. So I hope that makes you happy. And as far as making my own stuff, definitely, that's in the works. But thank you for your comment. Let's see. DJ129. What if Mike confessed to the DEA when they talked to him? That would never happen. That will never happen. I'm sorry. Like, Mike is a lot of things, but I'm sure loyalty is the most what he actually is, and especially protecting his own self-interest at that. Him coming clean to the DEA is only going to get him jammed up with the DEA. His family's gonna lose everything, and oh my God, speaking of his family, that's another video idea that I'm gonna definitely have in consideration. The sad life of Mike Ehrmantraut, because we really have to think about it. This guy came from Philadelphia to Albuquerque to better himself, and everything that he's done from day one it was pointless. From all the money he made, from all the time that he was working with Gus, from all the time he was working with Walter, Saul, Jesse, everybody, like, it was all for nothing, because at the end of the day, he got killed by Walter, didn't have any of his money, and in fact, his family never even seen his body. Like, he just disappeared. He left Kaylee at a park to evade from the police. It's sad. It's really sad. So that's gonna be something that, yeah, I'm gonna touch on really soon too. Let's see here. Getting back to the chat here. Yep, Walter's plot armor is working overtime. I definitely agree. What if Gail joined Walter and Jesse? I got something that I'm a halfway decent idea, but stand by on that one. Let's see. What if Hank was a dirty DEA agent? That's also in the works. Hiyo. Thank you for these videos. You always make this interesting. I appreciate you for checking it out, and thank you all for the support. Thank you very much. Let's see what else. What is the next video? Val Kim, thanks for asking that question. I'll answer this question, but you got to keep it between me and you. Nobody else, Val Kim, okay? Or Val Cam, okay? Deal? Deal. The next video is going to be, and this was from a live that I did maybe two or three lives ago. It's going to be what if Hank. It's going to be what if Walter killed Tuco, or AKA what if Hank never sent the picture of Gonzo to Walter and Jesse back in season one. That's very pivotal. I've already got it recorded. I just need to do some editing, and it's going to be out. It's going to be out in no time. So stand by on that one. Keep it between you and me. Let's see. Would love to see a scenario where Gus gets exposed and goes on the run instead of dying in face off. Would he try to get Walt? Yeah, it's so funny because I actually partially written a story like that where basically the bomb went off, but Gus just escaped by the skin of his teeth, and the first place he went afterwards was to the lab. He's seen Walter and Jesse. He kills Jesse, whatever the case is. He kills Walter's family in front of him. It's a pretty dark story. I have some of it written down. I just don't know how I'm gonna end it, but it's probably gonna end with Gus on top as far as him surviving face off. So stand by on that one. I know I'm giving you guys a bunch of rapid fire answers and stuff like that. I love it. Keep it coming. I'll keep answering it. Let's see. Yes, right. Mike fights smarter, not harder. That is very true. But at the same time, he does know when he's beaten. Such as when he actually died and he had the gun in his hand. He could have shot Walter with a bullet wound, but he was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Just let me die in peace. I don't want to spend my last moments fighting. I've been fighting all my life. Let me just fucking die. That's why he had the gun. He just let Walter take it. In my opinion. Let's see. What if Ziegler didn't escape? That's a good one, but I don't really like that idea that much because nothing really happened. Nothing different would really happen. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe it would, but yeah, maybe. Unwanted ghosts. I feel bad for Mike's daughter-in-law and granddaughter in your latest What If. Yeah, definitely. Why wouldn't you? Again, because Mike's gonna die and he's not gonna be found. His body's not gonna be found. It's gonna look like he just left. Hey, I'm gonna go get some milk. I'll be right back, and just never does. Let's see. Do you think that Mike could ever work with the Salamancas? No, no, because he threatened his family. Why would he even? Why would he even go down that route? As far as he knows, as far as I know, anyways, I think he views the Salamancas as the enemy. Point blank. Period. Let's see. That is Walt's ego working overtime. Okay, guys, we got maybe about a good 10 more minutes, so I'm going to kick this Q&A into overdrive. Okay, so Trini guy. I'm sorry. What if Walter sent Tuco to Belize earlier? We'll see. We will see. Let's see. What if Gus killed Mike with the box cutter? No, now that's a situation that wouldn't happen. Like, I think Mike would fight back in that situation because Gus isn't really all powerful. You know, when you think about Gus Fring, you don't think muscles and strength and stuff like that. You think cunning and manipulation and you know, the boss. And I think Mike can definitely overpower Gus the same way he could overpower Walter. Because again, they're all old men in this situation. Let's see. What if this? Let's see. What if Jimmy told Lalo the truth? That wouldn't happen because if he did, he knows that he'd probably get killed, or he would be in the same. If Jimmy ever told Lalo the truth, he would be in the exact same situation that Nacho's in with Gus, and it would basically buy him a death sentence. What if the sun went supernova before Saul got his sunlight? Well, that means, bro, come on, Michael C. Funny. Let's see. Can't wait till that comes out. Let's see. Have you heard of a YouTuber called Better Watch TV? I bet you'd love the Heisen. I've heard of the Better Watch TV. They're good. I like the videos. They're really good, really well made. I got nothing bad to say about them. Let's see. What if Walter and Gail stayed lab partners? Yeah, that couldn't really be the case. I wonder if or when a part 2 of Max Live will be continued. That's a very good question. I have no answer for that one, unfortunately. Give it about a month or so, I'd say. Let's see, Val Cam, maybe they threatened him with work. Maybe they threatened him to work with them. I don't know what that's referring to. I'm sorry. April Fool's idea. What if agent? Nope. I'm sorry. No, just no. So, do you have a notebook or a notepad or a notable import lore of Breaking Bad detail? I don't. It's all up here. As far as my notepad goes, my notepad's only filled with basically half-cocked ideas. And when it does, and when I do get those ideas, then hey, I put those ideas to this microphone right here, and then I just edit it. But as far as the Breaking Bad lore goes, I don't really have that much. Like I'll do my research every now and then, but sometimes I mess up on things, and a lot of times, a lot of people do catch those mistakes. So, hey, that just shows I'm not perfect, but who is, So and it also makes for a good conversation because it's like, oh yeah, I did forget about that, but hey, it happens. CJ, thank you very much for the €2, my $2, my man. Thank you very much. How would an interaction from Jack and Prime Hector go? That's a good question. That is a very good question. They're both racist. So probably not well. I think on site, like within the first interaction, in my opinion, between Jack and Prime Hector, one, they're bringing their henchmen. So Jack has Kenny and Todd, and then you have Hector, who's probably going to have Nacho and that other guy, Arturo. And immediately, that first conversation is going to tell you everything that you need to know. Because one, what do they need to even talk about in that situation? If it's going to be about drugs or something like that, the Salamancas are going to want to get over on them. And at the same time, Jack and his crew are going to want to show that they're the big dogs as well because they're Nazis. So you have to really think about that situation. I'm sure they're all going to come armed. So it might be a situation where it's a Mexican standoff, no pun intended. It might be a situation like that. And what will happen is everybody just dies. They all pull their guns out on each other and they just end up shooting. And that's basically it. I mean, in that situation, I would say Jack and his boys might come out on top because they just have more firepower. But that's just me. But again, thank you for the question, CJ, and I appreciate the $2 tip, my man. Let's keep it going here. All right, we're winding down, guys. What if DJ129? What if Lyle found out about the opposition? Gus kills Lyle. Probably. Or probably uses him, or probably has him as like a face man, like he'll probably be like a fall guy if anything, because in that episode where he had Lau clean like these deep fryers for like almost hours and stuff like that, where this guy was sweating. Yeah, he was like, yeah, Lyle would have definitely been a fall guy. That's me. That's probably why we don't really see him in Breaking Bad. We only see him in Better Call Saul. Let's see. Who would win, Jack or Don Eladio? Oh, in that situation, Don Eladio's coming out on top. Like he probably wouldn't even entertain a conversation to have with Jack because remember the conversation in the episode Hermanos in Breaking Bad where he's talking about bikers and hillbillies and stuff like that, talking about biker crank. Yeah, he probably wouldn't even have that conversation. What he would probably do is maybe bring him to his compound and then have them all killed the same way they killed Max. But instead of killing just Max, in that situation, Jack and his entire crew would probably get killed. It would probably be a good shootout, but they would definitely be dead. What if Walter Jr. found out? Mick Death. What if Walter Jr. found out about Walter around season 2 and 3? Good question. A part of me truly thinks that Walter Jr. would have his dad's back, especially especially when he bought him that car. He's like, hey, I got you this car. You want to know how I got you this car? You want to know how I got this car? You want to know how I got these scars? Like drug dealing meth, son. You should try it. It might make you walk better. I don't know. Thanks for let's see who else we got here. Thanks for answering, buddy. Word to I don't know that name. I'm sorry. What if Walter's cancer just got cured in season 3 through 4? In my opinion, I feel like the Walter having cancer situation is only, even if it was cured, I seriously believe that he would just milk that shit for as much as he can just so he can keep his family off his back. Because he only got away with acting hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Let me say goodbye to these guys and yeah, you know, she's getting cameos and getting likes and stuff. They're like, yo, what if the cat was in Breaking Bad? It was crazy. All right, guys. Well, it's time for me to go. I got to go see Final Destination. Maybe I'll come back because it is still early where you guys are. Perfect loaf, actually. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock. The movie's 2 hours, so I'll be back around 3. So yeah, we'll continue this live when I get back, guys. So in the meantime, maybe I'll just keep this live going, and you guys can just see the cat. That'd be cool. Would that be that'd be cool? Just be like, all right, live is just keep going for X amount of hours, and just see this fucking cat get all the likes in the world. You chinky little cat. But it's been nice. It's been real. It's been awesome. But thank you very much for all the questions, comments, concerns, guys. I appreciate everybody for joining this live and coming through and coming to see. Yeah, I'll be back. This just consider this a part 2 of a live. So let you know how the Final Destination Bloodline movie is, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.